The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. The topics discussed may include drugs, alcohol, or be sexual in nature. This show is intended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised. I'm serious. It's dirty. Really, really dirty. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage, sit back, and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum, assemble. You listen to the Fantastic Forum, the premier show about comic books and your live weekly show about nerd culture, the entertainment industry, and all the other stuff you like. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. We got a great show for you today. We are going to be talking to you all about the latest and greatest in comic news, of course, and giving you a review of the Department of Truth. But before we do all that, let me make sure that I introduce you all to the usual suspects. First and foremost, he is our resident Dark Knight detective. He's next in line for the cowl. He is our friggin' resident detective. Did I say that or no? I don't know. It's Oz. Yay.
Are you sure? You sure?
It's definitely Oz. I knew that. I just couldn't
need some of my health potion.
I definitely need your health potion.
I forget if it's health or mana, but might be stamina actually.
Oh, I'll take all that. Elixir. Elixir. Here we go.
Ether.
Next, he is the backbone, the pillar, the strength of Fantastic Forum, our nigh invulnerable brawler and resident strongman, Moses Magnum.
Hey, how you doing?
That's
good.
So it's definitely stamina.
As for myself, my name is Lawrence Young. They call me Mary Young. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. Like I said, we got a great show for you today. Before we do that, though, we want to make sure that we thank Mr. Scott Rubin, who without him, this show would not even exist. So, Scott Rubin, thank you, buddy. Miss you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. So, fellas, and I guess honestly, I should go ahead and just off the top, let me just get this out the way real quick. If you're catching this show and you're saying to yourself, like, hey, I didn't, I usually get like some sort of alert or something like that, or like you missed the live broadcast and you're seeing this after the fact, or you didn't get the normal notification you usually get. Allow me to apologize. I didn't get all the normal promotion that I usually like to get out in these past few weeks. Quarantine woes. I apologize. That's on me. So if you're seeing this and you found it anyway, thank you. If you're watching this and somebody else may not have seen it, pass it along to them. Shoot them a link. Let them know we did have a show. So thanks. Appreciate you. All right, gentlemen, how are you all feeling?
I'm good. You're gonna let the lady talk?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Look, go ahead. The intern wants to tell you all how to get down with Fantastic Forum.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
fantasticforum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
Yeah, girl, I do want to, especially when you say fantasticforum.live. There it is. Look, Heck knows what we're talking about. He's in chat. He's like, let's get it appropriate. Look, I feel like, I don't know if we already have a slogan on Fantastic Forum, but if we don't, that should probably be it.
It used to be F it, but...
It used to be what? F it?
Yeah.
Right. F it. Look, we never made those t-shirts, did we?
No.
We did.
We can.
Oh, we did?
We did, but there's a problem with the former leader of all games, Derek, didn't like us. So,
he didn't like you.
Yeah. Strangely enough, I'm the only one that has a Fantastic Forum shirt.
Listen, I need to get one of those. I remember when I saw you with it, and I was like, where do you get that from? I think we were at Comic-Con a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
I was like, where do I get one of those? I was like, that's amazing. He's like, we have a shop. I was like, what?
It literally been in the shop for like 5 years at that point.
Dude, I felt like a bad host. At the same time, though, I feel like, like there's always been a part of me that's like, man, if I mess around and like, what if I actually like tried to hire somebody to do marketing for this show and that was their job? Like, it's harder for me to do it as like an actual like host and producer, and all, like, it's like you only can wear so many hats and like be objective, you know what I'm saying, and like do your job well. And it's like,
there's a Moses Magnum shirt too, right?
Yeah.
the F it?
No, it was my face, and it said Fantastic Forum on it.
I think he was screaming out the logo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was supposed to be the F it shirt. I thought that's not the F it shirt.
Well, it didn't say F it. It just said F.
Oh, see, why did we not put the it on it?
It's too wordy, too long. Didn't read.
Yeah.
You dumb. I hate you all.
Wait, now
I love you all, but I hate you both.
If we're hiring people, I think we should hire an editor before we get to marketer.
And
Hey, I'm not mad at that idea.
I think the marketer would like rip his hair out of the scalp, because it's like, how are you going to say that and expect me to promote this?
Indeed.
It's like,
it's so true.
we have to get like Trump. We gotta get like Sarah Huckabee Sanders to do it, or Keely McEnany.
No.
Look, I heard she's looking for a job.
We can't listen. Look.
Don't do anything.
I'm not saying Kelly McEnany won't do it. I'm saying, like, y'all want to hire Kelly McEnany, that's fine. I'm done. I'll suggest a replacement for me, because I don't want to leave you all high and dry. But I'm like, I don't want to be part of nothing she's a part of. Like,
we'll miss you though.
I'm set. It shocked me how each press secretary got progressively worse. The only one that is the exception is Scaramucci. Scaramucci was awesome, because Scaramucci was like, yeah, I'm gonna say this BS, but y'all know it's BS. So you're like, it's like you could tell he thought it was BS as it came out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And made Scaramucci awesome, because he was like, hey man, like, don't listen. What do you all want me to do? Like, it was almost like he would say that before every sentence. What do y'all want me to do? They're paying me for this. And that's why he was so short-lived, because they're like, hey man, nobody believes what you're saying. And he was like, how can anybody believe this? Scaramucci's like, why would anyone believe this? And then yeah, because Scaramucci came after Sarah Huckabee Sanders or before?
Before.
I think
He was after Spicer.
Was he after Spicer?
Yeah.
I thought if it was temporary, because Huckabee came in like right after.
Yeah, he was only on the job for 3 days.
Yeah, it was very short, and it was just because he can't peddle BS like that, like not that kind of BS. Like, I guess I'm sure Scaramucci can sell you whatever he wants to sell you.
But if he's got to be worth buying at least. Yeah,
maybe not. Like, I'm just saying. I feel like Scaramucci
he's Italian.
Scaramucci's good at medium-sized lies, like these colossal lies. He's like, I can't sell that. he's like, you're trying to get me out here to say that the sky is red. It's like, what? That's ridiculous. Even I know nobody believes that.
Repeat after me, Scaramucci. Alternative facts.
And then you got friggin' Huckabee Sanders, which I was like, oh man, like, what is up with Huckabee Sanders? Which I was just like, I thought she was going to be the worst, but then McEnany came. I was like, oh man, this chick is
yeah,
like, this takes the cake right here. Like, it's like she's like, which is crazy to think, but she's like the unlikable what's home chick's name? The one that's married to the Democratic strategist dude that still works for Trump. That the other one, the actual woman that came up with alternative facts.
Kellyanne Conway. Kellyanne Conway.
Look, Kellyanne Conway it's like Kellyanne Conway does what Kayleigh McEnany does, but Kayleigh McEnany finds a way to make it like extra unlikable. It's just like, dang, chick. It's like, dude, I'm like, oh my god. I guess maybe you know what it is I think it's like it feels like Kayleigh McEnany believes what she says, and that's probably what it is for me. Where I'm just like, oh man, I think she thinks that's true. Which
Well,
is like,
let's just say she's really just selling it to a certain part of the population.
right, and that's okay. Like
So that's the easy way to do it, you know.
Well, I won't say that it's okay, but I'll say like I get that some people feel all right with that. Maybe that's the better way to say it. Like, you know, it's like, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't ever feel like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, why are we even talking about this? This is Fantastic Forum. We should be talking about
I don't know why you always start bashing women in positions of power, but hey, that's
oh yeah, that's what I was doing. I was bashing women in positions of power.
it's like the more they got feminine, the worse they were.
He's trying to make that bulletproof glass ceiling.
That's what it is. All right.
He missed the one with the most testosterone on that stage.
Who are we talking about?
Scaramucci.
Oh.
That's the favorite one, right? Of all of them. That's the only way he could stand.
Yeah, but I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I left out the first dude. What's my man's name?
Ice Boy.
Spicer. Yeah, I left out Spicer because he's so sad now. Like, you know, like Sean Spicer, without a doubt, was the worst, like, White House friggin' press secretary, without question.
All right.
Which again,
what are we talking about?
oh, dude, I'm like, it's so crazy because I'm just sitting here like, man, wait, the idea that there was
Now we'll do this for an hour, and I don't think people want that.
so many. There were so many. Okay, yeah. Tiger Claws in chat. He says, "What's up, Fantastic Forum? How wild is it that the actor who played Kitty Pryde in the X-Men movies came out as a dude? Wait, why is that capitalized? Like,
He's got a big D.
as a dude." I don't feel like that's that wild, honestly.
Well, look,
Especially-
get into it first. We'll start off with that.
yeah, go for it.
Comic book news.
We should have a
Comic book
like Kurt. Well, not like that, but like. So yeah, Elle Page is now Elliot Page, and on Tuesday she came out as trans, as a man, which explains why somebody I know was so attracted to her. Yeah, and it's a little. It makes sense now. You know, it's not like I ever really saw her, like when she was on Umbrella Academy. Like they changed that character's design because she wouldn't. There's no way they could do that character with her because there's no femininity to her, you know, from the beginning, which is fine. That's, you know, that's her. Live your life. I'm not commenting on that. I'm just saying this is starting to affect comics I like transitioning over, you know, pardon the pun, transitioning. But you know, it's from comic to screen. Like I just like things to look that way. And in the news, you know, this coming out of Fox News, they're reporting that in season 3, they're not going to change the character. She's still going to play the character. So there's going to be a dude playing Vanya in season 3 of Umbrella Academy.
Now,
Wait. Oh, go ahead.
because I have questions. It's been a very confusing day for me. It turns out that I thought I was masturbating to lesbian scenes, and now it's just straight sex scenes.
Yeah, gross.
Not gross, but you're not. My boner's confused. But back to the Umbrella Academy, because I didn't watch season 2. You guys did. But as I understand it, they made her character a lesbian because to represent her more, because you know she was a lesbian. Ellen Page was a lesbian at the time, and so they made the character Vanya reflect that and also made her lesbian. is what I heard. Now, is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least the part that she's a lesbian in the show. I can't speak to the why that happened because I didn't know anything about that. But
Right, but they made the character lesbian on the show, even though the character isn't lesbian in the comic books. Right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
as far as I know, in the comics, she's not a lesbian, but that could change.
But now that the character is being played by Elliot Page, so you're telling me a straight white male is playing the role of a lesbian female?
Yeah.
Well, how is that cool? How are we cool with that?
No, it's not. Well, I mean, first of all, wait. I mean, look, there's a lot to unpack throughout all this.
Elliot Page is married to a woman.
Right.
And if Elliot Page is a man married to a woman and not attracted to men, that makes Elliot Page straight. Does it not?
I don't know the right answer to that question.
Thereby my confusion. Personally.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying a transgender man is not a man. What I am saying though is I don't know if you refer to a transgender.
Because there was a controversy when Scarlett Johansson was going to play a trans character because they said that's not what she is.
Right.
So, we have essentially a straight white male playing a lesbian female.
Well, but not. Or let me put it like this:
You're talking about the people. Well, not the people. I can't say the people, but you're talking about a group of people that has been known for speaking out against these type of things. Maybe to not to this degree, but they call people, or some of them call people, not lesbian enough when they're playing a lesbian character just because they're bi.
Right. And I don't know if I mentioned this at the time, but I thought it was weird how much crap Scarlett Johansson got when I didn't hear anything about Michelle Rodriguez, who also played a trans character. She played a dude that transitioned to a woman, although not by choice, but it's still it was still seen as a trans movie. I don't remember ever hearing her get any crap for that.
I mean, first of all, just the idea that you're even going to compare Michelle Rodriguez to Scarlett Johansson in any way, shape, or form.
No, not as far as their acting ability or anything like that. Just the controversy of the characters that they were portraying.
But I'm saying the controversy comes from the notoriety of what's happening, and it's Michelle Rodriguez can do a number of things that aren't going to end up on anybody's radar because people aren't necessarily checking for what Michelle Rodriguez is doing. That's not really a knock against her because I personally am a fan of hers, and I think I do feel she's underrated. There was a point where she was kind of on the uptick, and for whatever reason, I don't know what happened. It kind of felt like, okay, they were no, not her. Huh?
You're not a fan of her.
Why am I not a fan of hers?
You never you don't even know what kind of paper she likes to draw on.
What? Listen.
She likes Strathmore 500 series, 11 by 14.
Hey, man. I'm happy that you were stalking her, and that's fine. I'm not mad that you like her more than me. That doesn't make me not a fan. That means that I'm not going just because I'm not digging through her garbage doesn't mean I'm not a fan. It just means that I respect her. I respect her boundaries. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I will say this though about one. If I'm remembering correctly, it's not like the lesbian scene. Or not scene, I'm sorry. The lesbian relationship is something that necessarily would carry through to the next season of the show. So it's that relationship, for all intents and purposes, I believe, is over, and that's something that can totally, I don't think you have to reference back to it, and it becomes a non-issue. I think that, obviously I don't know what kind of process or what Elliot is going to look like come season 3 of Umbrella Academy. But as far as we know,
I think I have an idea what he's going to look like.
The same.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's what I was going to say is So if Elliot looks the same, all we're really talking about are credits, right? Like
Yeah,
you
I don't.
like,
I don't think, and maybe look, this just broke, so maybe this is something that we'll find out later. But I don't think Elliot is gonna get into hormone therapy or do anything drastic, completely change. At least not right now. I don't. And like I said, we just found out today, so yeah, this could happen down the line. But
Yeah.
I think for at least the next 4 or 5 years, we're gonna get Elliot Page that looks a lot like the Ellen Page that I've masturbated to a lot.
I mean, really, still.
I'm showing my support for the trans community.
Oh, is that what you're doing? Okay. All
Now,
right.
do you guys think that she's doing it just to earn 25% more?
Oh wow.
Well, look,
That's funny.
If she wants to take on all the attributes of straight white male, then she just came out as racist, right?
Oh, dude. Listen, I have no idea, what made her feel like this was the time. But good. Or I'm sorry, made him feel like this was the time. But good for him. You know what I'm saying? It's like all I want is people to mess around and be able to be who they want to be and walk in their truths. So if that's Elliot's truth, then that's good. I heard Netflix has already changed the credits, which I was like, wow, like that was quick.
They did good faster than removing the Chappelle Show.
Say that is true. That's true. So and so hey, I mean, I personally, as a fan of the comic Umbrella Academy and a fan of the television show, I don't know that this doesn't feel like it's something like, oh, well, I gotta worry or be concerned about what next season is going to be like. I think it'll be fine. But, what do I know? I mean, it could be different. And even if it is different, that might be okay too, simply because like Umbrella Academy is the kind of show where you can like a character changing gender between seasons doesn't feel outside the realm of possibility. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, which I guess realistically,
they might write that into the comic.
Hey, exactly. And also, I mean, realistically speaking, it's like I'm saying it as if like, oh well, that doesn't make that it's not that big of a deal inside of this like science fiction universe. But the reality is, we're talking about that happening in real life. Like that happened. So it's like it's not like it's something that's so far fetched, or at least not anymore. I should also mention
real quick.
Wait, hold on. Oh, the silent assassin Jay is here with us. What up, Jay?
Hey, what's up?
Go ahead, Mo.
Alan just texted me.
Alan Moore?
No, Alan. He says he quits. He's our marketing guy.
Alan.
He only lasted one news story.
Alan that we hired just before we started news.
I hired him the moment. This is how I'm top of it. I hired him the moment you said, "I think we need a marketing guy."
There it is. He's our Scaramucci.
Yeah, that's his name, Alan Scaramucci. Actually,
Alan Scaramucci.
He's Scaramucci's cousin.
McElhaney will fight for us. She'll fight to the death, man. She's a scrappy woman.
There it is. Okay, what's our next story?
Now that Joe's here, look, I'm actually gonna do my next story. Joe will probably be happy to hear this because he's usually happy about these things. But Alex Ross is angry.
I believe the name is Hack Ross.
No, I never call him that. That's between you two crazy motherfuckers.
Look, I'm willing to pay a lot of money for one of his original works, so it's right there. Ooh, I got it right on the right square. That was awesome. That felt good.
But he appeared on John Suntras's essential podcast Word Balloon in a video interview, and he talks about basically it's a long quote. He hasn't been paid for. I think the last thing he got paid for was the Black Lightning's daughter on the TV show. But anything like the Wonder Woman armor in the movie, in the Wonder Woman 84, no money. They actually used his costume for Superman in the Crisis one for Brandon Routh, but they only used his. It wasn't to like be cool. Oh yeah, like Kingdom Come. It's because they didn't want to pay Bryan Singer, so they're like, yeah, you know what? We could use Alex Ross's because we don't have to pay him.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark, so far he says Mark Waid hasn't gotten anything either, but he didn't get paid for the Kevin Conroy. He created essentially the design for Batwoman, and that's not that him and Mark didn't get that. And then I think there's a couple others, and they're just not. And he's basically saying AT&T is really just they don't give a fuck about the talent. And it used to be a gift that they would get a bonus, so that like not tax for tax reasons, you know, but instead of royalties, because then you know they don't want to pay them a lot because they're gonna both of them are gonna be at different, like it could change the value of the company stock wise, and you know a lot of stuff that you know if you sign up for our Patreon you'll get financial advice from me in terms of comics. But why you laughing?
Hey man, I'm with you.
Every time when Oz called me Money Magnum the first time, like that's my text tone. Every time I hear it, I'm like, but yeah. So he's basically blaming it on AT&T buying Warner Media. It's like they got away. I forgot what he called it, but it was a discretionary bonus or something, and that's what they would get. And now they did away with that in the budget at all. They used to put money aside, and then when I read
that's what he believes, allegedly.
Well, that's what he looks like because they used a lot of his stuff at once, and I think he got $300 for the Black Lightning's daughter,
which is crazy to me. Which you know, like don't get me wrong, it's awesome that I understand. Like you know, these guys are doing work for hire. Technically, they don't have to give them anything, but you try to keep your talent happy, especially if they're still working for you. But it is unfortunate that we're not at a place yet in the comic book industry where, like, you know, much in the same way how in like music or in what's it called with toys with like the different licensing agreements with toys and things like that you know comic book creators haven't gotten there yet. Like it's not like we're talking about Lee Kirby era, you know, we're not talking about Bill Finger. We're talking like this is like stuff that happened relatively recently, and it's not like it's like Alex Ross is like right here. It's not like he's dead or old or anything crazy like that. It's like right here. He's still working for the company.
It's not his greedy grandsons.
Right, exactly. You know, so it's like, hey, like cut a deal with Alex Ross so that you can use his stuff, and when it gets used, he gets paid. Like Alex Ross would probably take a nominal fee every time his stuff pops up because he'd probably have a confidence in the design work that he does that he's like, you're going to use my stuff. And in that way, it's like, there's no like, well, who gets what? And, oh man, are we going to use Alex's stuff? Well, we should probably cut him a little check. You know, it's like, no, pay that fool what he's worth. That fool's an artist.
Now, if you do sign up for our Patreon and you want to be a comic book professional and you want to leverage, because this is exactly what Alex Ross, if he was a little more gracious in this interview, that would have been my advice. Be gracious about it. Be like, you know, it is what it is. I'm okay. And, you know, if you read the actual quote, it's not like he's entirely angry.
No.
I said that as like a clickbaity to hold you on before the next commercial break. But it's, you know, if he was a little bit more gracious, he'd be like, you know, it's fine. Yeah, it's what it is. It's their decision. I'm okay with it. But then when they come asking, hey, Alex Ross, can you do this cover for us? It's, you know, 50 times, just up your rate 50 times.
See, but see, that's the part that you can't do that because then they say, well, we don't need you.
But
well, no, they don't.
No,
that's the messed up part.
But they would like him.
Well, but 50 times more for the cover art or the design work
Yeah,
doesn't fit into the budget.
it's 50,
And that's the thing. That's what.
again, it's a negotiation. You start off at 50 times.
See,
Don't
I think-
lowball, essentially, the low ball has to work for you, and the only way you can do that is by going in deeper. Right on.
and don't get me wrong. By no means am I saying Alex Ross isn't worth 50 times whatever his going rate is right now, because he probably is. I only say probably because I don't know what his going rate is, and I might be like, okay, well, maybe it's not 50, maybe it's like 30 times his going rate. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying Alex Ross is probably not getting paid enough. Screw you, Jay. Whatever you think. No, but what I'm saying is,
I was actually gonna say, like, if you're gonna use the man's stuff, you should pay him. Like,
right?
whether I like him or not. Like, I know a lot of people do like him. Like, I'm not a fan, but other people are.
Man,
Dude,
Joe has grown a lot.
If you're gonna use the man's stuff, you should pay him.
Right. And that's really what it boils down to for me, is that we should be figuring out a way for the comic book industry to get paid when they use stuff beyond the comic book medium. Because that's the thing where it's like the comic book industry, like comic books can't afford to pay Alex Ross 50 times his rate right now, because the comic book industry, unfortunately, isn't raking in the dough like that. What is raking in the dough are these TV shows and these movies, and that's who should be compensating him. You know what I'm saying? It's like if Wonder Woman 1984, when that joint comes out, it's like it's gonna make a lot of money, and Alex Ross and Mark Waid's creation is gonna play a part in that. Like in the same way, like whoever created Cheetah is gonna play a part in that. And whoever created Max Lord, those people that created these things, it's not like you're gonna mess around and the people that took the concepts and crafted a new story are all gonna get paid. But the people that made the actual things that they like co-opted, or that I won't say co-opted because they have permission, I guess, but that they're interpreting, which is really what it boils down to. The movie is an interpretation. We've decided already, or at least maybe whether we decided, or maybe again, this might be another thing where as an industry, the movie industry has, they have their fights. They've had these fights already. Not all the way, because Lord knows there's still like writers and other people that are like behind the scenes on sets that still don't get the recognition or necessarily the pay that they deserve, but they get it more so than comic book people. And that's the thing. It's like the ideas are coming from the comic books. So it's like if the comic book industry itself can't support paying Alex Ross what he deserves for the friggin' armor that Wonder Woman is going to be wearing in this new movie, that's okay, because that industry only has so much money and they're paying him whatever they could at the time. But when the movie decides, we're going to use it and we're going to make millions of dollars off of it, it's like, well, Alex Ross should get paid for that too, to a degree, a nominal fee, just for his idea, because it's his idea. Why do you disagree?
I got 2 points to make with this story.
Go for it, Oz.
First point is you mentioned in the article that he's blaming AT&T, but I thought all those things he's complaining about were before the AT&T deal. Now I could be wrong on that. I don't know the timeline, so I could be wrong on that.
I think I put AT&T for me. He didn't name AT&T. He says the people running it, the people running all that. So it could be before AT&T. AT&T I think bottom. When a lot of these things came out,
like Wonder Woman 1984 has been done for like 2 or 3 years now.
No, it hasn't.
No,
it's been a couple.
What odds? If it was done 2 years ago, why wouldn't they put it out in 2019?
Because there was other movies to put out.
Look, they got to go up against Infinity War.
That's true. Endgame did come out that year. Okay, whatever. That's just look. If he didn't specifically say AT&T, then that's a stupid point anyway. My real point, my big point, where I kind of disagree. Look, in a perfect world, everything you're saying would happen. But a guy like Alex Ross, and this doesn't just apply to Alex Ross. I've had this like I've had this question for years, because here's the thing. You're saying Alex Ross should get money because they used Wonder Woman's chicken outfit, or they use this that he created, or whatever. Well, DC, Warner's, whoever, they own Batman, right? Batman and Superman, and they pay money to the creators as a courtesy, but they pay it, right? Alex Ross could go to a studio, paint a portrait of Superman, sell it for 25 grand. Is he splitting that money with the owners of that property? He's not giving any money to the Kane family. He's not giving any money to the Finger family. He's not giving any of that money to Warner's, but he can do it. Just like we go to any convention and ask any artist who has done any work in Artist Alley, go up to anybody in Artist Alley and you can commission them to do any character you want, and they don't have to give money to the companies that actually own those characters.
Well, okay, so
to me, now this might not apply to those smaller scale guys, but a guy like Alex Ross, to me, that's a trade-off. You know what? They're going to use some of his stuff in movies because they own the characters, but he gets to get away with selling something for thousands of dollars that he technically does not own.
no, but I don't think that's the same thing, and the only reason is because, like, it's the same way how I could be in a park and you could be in a park, right? And if you see me in the park and draw a picture of me while I'm in the park, and you decide to draw that picture and then put it up in your art gallery and you sell it, you don't owe me any money. I was just the inspiration for the art that you made.
You're not a trademark. You're not.
It doesn't matter if I'm a person. I'm
Yeah.
better than a trademark.
Superman is not a person. Superman is a copyright property.
Oh yeah. Here's the look, Larry. That is you would have a case there. Using your likeness like that without your permission and profiting from it, you there could be a case there. You know, I'm not gonna say you're gonna win it and that'll be destroyed. Somebody will have a shitty picture of you because I assume you look shitty at the party. But you'll get a cut of it.
The only case that comes from that, or at least to at least from, and this very well might be me, misunderstanding some things legally, but I, what I believe is the way that, like, what Oz is talking about, like the way you make that case isn't like, oh well, he sees Superman and therefore, or he's seen Superman and Superman belongs to somebody else as a company, so you can't do Superman. Like, I mean, because obviously, like, there are people that would like sue the bejesus out of Artist Alley if they could, you know what I'm saying? Or not if they could, but if it was worth it. Maybe that's a better way to say it.
Yeah.
But what I am saying is that Alex Ross's affiliation with DC Comics in regards to creating and helping to be an artist, like his work affiliation is probably more so the crux of why they would be able to get damages. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. It's like you're talking about like what you're saying to me, Oz, at least, and this is how I'm taking it, is more so like, you're like, well, Alex Ross can draw a picture of Superman and get money from that picture. And that's how, like, when they turn a blind eye to that, he should be happy and fine with that. The difference is, it'd be one thing if the corporation had come up with the idea, but they didn't. It's like another artist came up with the idea and the corporation bought it and now they own it. But it's like Alex Ross is coming up with ideas for the corporation and they're not compensating him for those ideas. Like, my thing is, like, it's not so much like he's in a contract, and I get it. He signed a contract to be like, when you create stuff in comics, those ideas belong to us to use in the comics. I'm with you on that. What I'm saying is, when those ideas start going outside of comics into television or into film, it's like there's nothing wrong with that being a renegotiation, in my opinion.
Well,
And you know, it depends on the contracts, obviously, and I'm sure Alex Ross has probably signed a contract that, well, I don't know. I don't know what Alex Ross has and hasn't signed. But what I'm saying is just in the issue of fairness, because again, Alex Ross was happy when he was getting these little mini checks that didn't reflect anywhere near the amount of money people were making off of his actual ideas.
well,
And that's the whole point that I'm making. Like,
Black
you're
Lightning
saying,
might have reflected it.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, it's like we're talking about, you're like, oh, well, the company. And it's like, yeah, but the company didn't make the character. The company screwed somebody else out of all the royalties for something else. And now they're screwing somebody else out of another idea that they already had.
Hold on, because, they didn't. The company didn't create the characters, but they own the characters. And now, if you want to go to who created the characters, is Alex Ross giving some of that money to, like I said, the Schuster family?
But you're going about you're going the wrong direction. Like you're like saying
I'm
like
saying he's not paying anybody anything for making a profit of something that somebody else created and another person owned.
But he's creating an original piece of art.
Well, not only that, but nobody in the Schuster family created old Hermit Superman. Like, he created old Hermit Superman.
He doesn't just do old Hermit Superman though. He also does young.
I know.
Yeah, but either way, it's like the dude has contributed to the mythos. Like I guess what I'm saying is, it's like, I'm not saying that Superman would have went away and disappeared if Alex Ross didn't exist, but his contribution to the overall mythos that is Superman is solidified. Like, he helped create a part, like he contributed to that character in a way that's significant.
I think
the corporation hasn't done that.
I think we're running into a problem here that you're making an argument that is, while it's emotionally and probably morally correct, is not necessarily legally correct. And
I'm not talking about laws. I'm talking about
right. The thing I'm talking about legally.
Well,
who would have what case? Now, morally, you're right. I agree with you 100%.
That's the only argument I'm making. I wasn't making a legal argument.
Okay, see, I'm making a legal argument, so we're agreeing because I agree with you morally.
On a legal argument, on a legal side, they had a non-verbal agreement based on behavior and what they had, which was a little bit of money here and there.
Honestly, I don't know if you can look. I don't know if I would agree with
like squatters' rights. It's like squatters' rights.
I feel where you're coming from with that, and you probably could try to make that argument, but especially considering, like, it's like, okay, like there's gonna be you're gonna get yourself caught up in some more legal trouble making that argument, because then they're gonna be like, well, okay, so then they're paying you for your ideas, but you're not getting taxed on it as a gift, and it's like, it's like. I don't know if you can go down that route, but I feel where you're coming from. Though.
I'd be happy to pay tax if they paid me.
If they paid you properly. And all I'm saying is, like, the argument I'm making is,
here's the thing: the bonus he would get, or the royalties he would get, that oil paint he uses is not expensive. That Mummy Brown he uses is.
It's not expensive, or it is expensive.
It's not cheap. Sorry.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That Mummy Brown that he uses is $100 an ounce.
That's crazy.
He can't mix his own brown. Fucking hell.
No,
Mummy Brown.
Yeah, Mummy Brown's actually made from human, like, decayed matter.
RGB black and white. That's all you should need.
It's the actual.
Yeah,
it's
look,
the actual.
the
actual bandages of mummies.
Yeah.
You got to go to Egypt for that.
It's something that, while I would love to
I'm
see,
messing around.
Well, I would love to see it argue
decayed body, like, matter.
No, I believe you. I'm just messing around.
it's just a question that I've had for years. And while I would personally love to see it argued in court and see what a court of law would decide, I love Artist Alley so much that I'm too worried about the decision that would come, because I see it as the corporation might win that one.
Larry, make a quick production note while I have you here.
Yeah.
Let's get Judge Judy to guest, and we'll present this case to her.
Got it.
It's like, you're
I
trying to shit on my knee, and you're calling it Mummy Brown.
don't. You're hilarious for that joke. Did you say shit on my knee?
Yeah, that's one of her Judaisms.
That's hilarious. I can't promise you Judge Judy, but I can say that I might be able to find a comic book fan that happens to be a lawyer as well. That I might be able to do, and maybe that might be interesting to ask some of those questions.
Is he old and witty and surly?
I don't know yet. Like I don't have anybody in mind yet. I'm just saying I can find somebody that's a comic book fan that happens to be a lawyer.
So make sure they're surly and
okay,
old and
okay, crotchety, old, surly. Got it. But all I'm saying is not so much about like, okay, legally this is what it is now and what it is now. What I am saying is, more than anything, I think the point I'm making is it would be nice if the comic book industry and writers and artists could get to a place where they're like, the stuff that they create, they get to renegotiate it at every other step, and which is the same thing. Like, even like you mentioned Chappelle earlier, where Netflix was streaming his joint and he doesn't get no money from that joint, and it's like, if you make an entire show that's worth being streamed on something after the fact, it would be nice if you got some kind of residuals and stuff for that. And I understand that when Chappelle Show started and when those contracts were being negotiated, that was not a thing that happened. You know what I'm saying? But it would be nice if not, like, here's the thing. It would be nice if when people, just artists in general, create things, if that thing goes to another medium that wasn't around when they created it, that they get to negotiate the rights for that at the time. That would be nice, just because it's like, hey, I mean, it didn't exist, so we understand you didn't negotiate for it because it wasn't there yet. That would be nice, just to be able to be like, okay, like, at least have an idea of what they think it might be worth, and the negotiation happened. But the comic book industry, at least to me, feels like it's even further behind than all that stuff. Like, things that happen in music and that happen in TV and for movies, like, it hasn't even reached the comic book industry yet, because the comic book industry isn't thought of as like a viable industry in and of itself, in its own rights. Mark Waid should, like, people should want Mark Waid to get paid for the fact that he created Kingdom Come Superman as an idea.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be a thing where people are like, well, why would he want to be paid again for that idea when it gets used in television? It's like, it's his idea. Why wouldn't he get paid for it? And it's not even like a thing where it's like, he has to get paid an astronomical amount. But if it was his idea, and I know it riffs off of another character, so it's not 100% his idea, but that's the whole thing. Like, Mark Waid is probably not going to friggin' hardball you and be like, hey, I need a whole bunch of money every time Kingdom Come Superman steps on the screen. Alex Ross isn't going to do that either, because they're like, we're just a part of the contribution. But they're like, oh, so that's why they were taking those little checks, and they're like, okay, cool, appreciate it. But when the little checks stop, they're kind of like, I mean, dude, you could recognize us at least. Like, I don't do those fools even get it? Do they even get a credit in that Arrowverse crossover?
I don't think, we'd have to look, but I don't think Mark Waid and Alex Ross do.
I don't think they officially called him the Kingdom Come Superman. I think that's just the assumption people make because of
stop it, dude. Look, why are you even talking like this? I think that's the assumption that people make. Oz, do you believe that's not Kingdom Come Superman?
No.
You don't think it's Kingdom Come Superman?
Nope.
You don't believe? Okay, let me ask you this question. You don't believe it's based on Kingdom Come Superman?
Nope.
Oz, you're crazy. Look, you're lying to yourself right now.
It's
You're lying
not.
to yourself.
No, look. Did
It's obviously inspired by Kingdom Come Superman.
I gotta work on one of his sounds for that. It's like in this case, it'd be like Bugs Bunny going no.
it's obviously that. So
wrong.
it's like
Wrong.
it's crazy for like in the same way, like you don't believe that in the other crossover, you don't believe that Bruce Wayne, whose body is battered, that friggin' Kevin Conroy played, you don't believe that's based on Mark Waid and Alex Ross's version of Bruce Wayne from Kingdom Come?
That one I actually do.
What's the difference? They look. Why do you believe the Bruce Wayne but not the Superman?
Because the backstory for the Superman is wrong to be Kingdom Come Superman.
But Oz, I mean, I get that the backstory is different, but the design is the exact same.
By design, you just mean the S.
No, I mean the frosted temple.
Well, you also got to.
I mean his characterization.
The
What
frosted
Alex
temple
Ross
is
said,
old.
What Alex Ross said, and he didn't say this, but this is what I take it, is that that was supposed to be Bryan Singer's Superman, and they just used that costume so they wouldn't have to pay Bryan Singer.
But he doesn't even act like Bryan Singer's Superman.
That's because Arrowverse people are a little better than Bryan Singer.
Right. You said Flash didn't act like. Well, no. He left the Arrowverse for that episode. Never mind.
In chat, real quick, we got Tire Claw saying you guys should review Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin. Joe was supposed to do a one shot for that.
It's not a one shot.
No, a Fantastic Forum one shot.
Oh.
I could do that.
Yeah, and Hex says I like books 1 and 2. I don't like Apex. I hope they get their shit together further through book 3. I'll eventually re-up to watch the rest. I don't know what
are we talking about?
I think he's talking about Infinity Train.
She said earlier, Jay, I got through books 1 and 2 of Infinity Train and episode 1 of book 3. Then my HBO Max ran out. What he thought about it, he said, I like books 1 and 2. I don't like Apex. I hope they get their shit together further through book 3. I'll eventually re-up to watch the rest.
I thought we did talk about Last Ronin. Did we not?
No, we did.
No. They got mentioned, but we didn't.
In reference to royalties, Heck also says, I'm still waiting for 2K to pay me for ideas I've thrown on Twitter for WWE games. Bastards.
For real.
Tire Claw wants to know.
Pay Heck. Hashtag pay Heck.
Hold on. Jay was going to say something.
I will say, Heck, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I will say yes and no about the Apex.
Oh, okay. I thought about the 2K paying Heck.
No, I don't care about that.
Dang, you don't care about Heck getting paid for his ideas?
Like, he gives us ideas, he don't get paid. But we care about that. Thank you.
We throw out ideas all the time and we never get paid for them. Most should be a fucking millionaire with all the ideas that he put out there.
Yeah. All the DC, everything you have now is because of what I said, 10 years ago.
Look, I've seen them change their shows after we talk about them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if any of you finished Infinity Train, but
I don't want to.
I haven't yet.
I like it too much, so I don't want it to end.
I thought it was an Avengers porn
If
parody.
they renew it, then I'll finish watching it, what I have. But, you're talking to a man who hasn't finished 100 Bullets yet. And that's like, 20 years ago?
It's not 20, but it's long enough that you should finish 100 bullets.
I was thinking about it. Like, if we go into lockdown, I might finish it. But
there are comics that
I
end after 100 bullets now.
Yeah, I didn't think you guys left.
No.
Like, the more people that watch Infinity Train, the more likely it is to get renewed.
So what I'll do is I'll play it and not pay attention.
Right.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I mean,
Yeah.
In fact, the title of this episode might be hashtag
just play it and walk away.
Save Infinity Train. Or what's the hashtag, Joe? Renew?
Renew Infinity Train.
Hashtag pay Heck.
That's for,
Dang. Nobody's trying to get behind the pay heck
I'm
hashtag.
trying to pay Heck. I'm trying to pay Heck.
We love Heck, but I got shit on the line with Infinity Train.
I'm the only one here that's giving Heck money, I think.
Like, I need the rest of these seasons.
No,
Like,
I pay the money for comics.
Okay.
I want stories to tell, and I want to hear these stories.
Okay, so the two lighter skinned guys. And
Dang.
Hard
I heard what you
comments.
said. I heard that.
You got till January 20th for those jokes.
Tire Cloud wants to know if we're gonna see Wonder Woman 1984 in the theaters or stream it.
The fuck you think?
We answered that last week.
He wasn't paying attention last week.
I don't
Yeah, I
think
don't know
you
if
here
you
last
said.
week.
Oh, download last week's show.
Listen, I am not going into a theater until I feel safe, and I don't see myself feeling safe by Christmas. So I will be watching it on stream.
HBO Max. HBO Max already paid for itself.
100% go to a theater if it's open. Unfortunately, the area I'm in is not, and I don't have a car, so I can't make a Vegas trip. It sucks. Like,
You could Uber.
not to Vegas. That's way too expensive.
Only $300.
Jay, like,
I think
why are you trying to go to Vegas instead of just maybe a drive-through? Like,
Wait,
there
you
might
can
be a
fly to
drive-through.
Vegas for like $50, right?
Yeah, but you ain't got to be in that petri dish in the sky.
You know,
Listen.
drive-thrus are okay, but they're not theaters. Like the last one we went to didn't even have popcorn.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm with you on that.
Did they have Sour Patch Kids?
Nah.
Remember?
What you guys do? Drive to some guy's backyard and he played it on his garage? The
No,
fuck?
we're at the Rose Bowl.
How do you call yourself a movie theater and not have popcorn?
It's not a movie theater. It was a makeshift drive-in at the Rose Bowl.
A drive-in what?
Theater.
Come on, man. Really? Okay.
Like, every drive-in I've ever been to had popcorn.
Well, every drive-in you've gone to has probably been an actual drive-in theater. This was a
Actually,
makeshift.
it's a football stadium.
Tomato.
No, football
No.
stadium and drive-in theater.
Right. Exactly.
All
It's
I
a
know is
different thing.
Football stadiums have popcorn.
Like,
I
you
know.
don't know that, and I don't even like sports.
I've been there for sporting events and concerts, and they've had popcorn for those.
Yeah,
In fact, they had ice cream.
Yeah.
nobody. Listen, why are y'all acting like you don't understand what pandemics are? Like everything's different now. The guy that makes the popcorn, guess what? He doesn't come to work anymore because he's not essential.
71 million of the people in this country don't know what a pandemic is. So
Look, I have the luxury of driving across state lines so I can watch a movie. Because
Look, I wish I did. I would love to drive
Yeah.
to a movie theater and sit down with my popcorn and my soda and like just be like 5 or 6 seats away from the next person. Like, yeah, like I like going to theaters. And at this point in my life, like I feel like I've kind of done everything I'm gonna do. So if I got
Jay, look,
it's like
look,
I had a good run.
he had a devil's triangle
listen.
the
While
man has lived.
while staring death in the face.
I need Jay to stick around.
Like
a
he
little
made
bit
eye
longer.
contact with death during a devil's triangle.
Call me a selfish bastard. I don't mind. Jay needs to stick around longer.
No, he does.
He's going to be five seats from the person next to him in the theater. He doesn't understand. He's going to be like 2 seats from COVID, and that's the problem. It's like my guy. Like, guess what? Movies will still be here after. Like, you'll be able to go to the movie theater for summer 2021.
Like,
Probably.
Summer 2021 is when it's going to make its way to the general public. So
What is?
we
the
won't,
pandemic.
the vaccine isn't going to be around till like summer. So like I'm waiting till like fall to go to a movie theater. It's like,
My God, you're not waiting till fall. You if you had a car, you'd have driven to Vegas already. Like, you're talking crazy talk. Like, my guy? So you're saying, Oh well, I can't. Look, it'd be crazy for me to go to a movie at the end of summer 2021, but I'll go to a movie theater today. Like,
Well, they're not going to open until everyone has it. So that's going to take at least till like fall.
man, okay, well then guess what, Jay? Okay, 2021, the summer movie season is going to happen in the fall. Then,
Hey,
sorry.
you're also forgetting, Joe, that 48% of the population is not willing to take the vaccine. 50 is, and the other 2 are like distrusting. So
You
that
know,
that might put a wrench in that. Like, you're not going to go to the theater for 5 years.
here's the thing. We just need a policy where everyone that doesn't take the vaccine still has to wear a mask, and the people that take the vaccine don't.
No, come on.
Yeah, they should carry
That's not gonna
some sort of documentation that they've taken the vaccine and
No, geez.
present
wear-
that documentation upon request. That's where we're going now.
Hey, here's the thing. It's look. I'm not even going that far. It's just do whatever you want. I'm
no,
not
don't do
gonna.
whatever you want.
Yeah, do whatever you want. Just stay the fuck away from me. I'm not going. Like, I'm not going near you. I'm staying the fuck. I've loved this year at home. Like, if I refer you to my review of Into the Spider-Verse, I fucking hate going to theaters now. I don't know if I'm a fucking crotchety old man. I'm Hermit Superman. Like, I don't want fucking kids laughing. It's like, who the fuck is that black suit Spider-Man? Like, yeah, I don't want to hear that. Like, yeah, get the fuck away from me. I'll watch it. HBO Max, Wonder Woman 84. It paid for itself. I don't have to hear no fucking teenagers ask why she looks like a golden chicken.
It's gonna be Liz.
Tiger Claw in chat.
Get the fuck out of my house.
Tiger Claw in chat says the question is, will the theater still be there in 2021? It would suck if the theater you've been to for decades closed down and then you don't have a theater to go to at all.
And that's
It's a big downtown theater, so they're not going anywhere. Like, the theater I go to just happens to be like one of the biggest in LA. It's actually a showpiece of downtown LA. So it's not going anywhere.
Yeah, but that's actually a very good point. Where I live,
Not.
in my state, Illinois, the Regal Theater that I went to when I first moved out here has been dying way before any of this happened. I was surprised it was open, months before they had to shut down. Whereas the Iowa side theater, that one's actually been improved, but I've never seen it full either. So I always thought theaters might be on their way out anyway, at least in this area. Like the one that Joe talked about, big city like that. Those I they probably make enough. The ones out here, if the one in Illinois opens at Regal, which actually didn't Regal just like go out, like there was news about Regals that we talked about a few months ago.
They're basically shutting down all their U.S. and Europe and British theaters.
Right. So that one might not even open anyway. And I know they're saying it's the pandemic and all that, but dude, that theater was on its way out way before they were forced to shut down.
I mean, listen, what I'll say is this. People love movies. If movie theaters aren't messing around and getting people into their doors, it's because they need to change their business model slightly. Like, it's not because people don't want a movie theater experience.
They were having problems before.
No, I get it. But what I'm saying is
this accelerated. If they had a 10-year life, now they have a 5-year life.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
I guess I disagree with that in the sense that, like, people are looking at what's happening with movies right now, like movie theaters, almost like what happened with like physical music versus streaming music. And I don't think it's the same thing. Like, listening to a record or a CD or a tape or whatever it is on whatever physical medium you want to listen to music on, an MP3, well, not an MP3, but you know what I'm saying. It's like listening to to music on physical media versus digital media is virtually the same thing. Don't get me wrong; it's not the exact same thing, but for only for those of us that are like super audiophiles, can you hear the difference between you listening to it on that CD versus the MP3. Watching movies at your house and watching it in a theater are two completely different experiences. And while there are definitely more people that probably are okay and becoming okay with watching movies at home because TVs and their theater experiences at home are getting closer, it's never going to be the same thing. And so you might have to change your price structure, or you might have to say like, okay, well, you know what? You might have to bring the double feature back. But that's not like, if you were saying to yourself like, oh, well, we're not going to do that. It's like, okay, well, then you're going to die. And it's not because people didn't want to go to the movie theaters, because they have an option. You got to change with the times. And that's all it is. It's like, it's the same way how arcades are different now than they were when we were younger. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like arcade games, they're like, we only have games that you can experience only in an arcade. Like, you can't mess around and get, or like they have that Star Wars friggin' fighter game that's like a full pod and the air blows on you, and you know, like that whole rotating thing.
Yeah,
I can't play that at home. And that's why that's in an arcade now. Because they're like, well, this is what I made this so that you can experience this here and no place else. And that's what movie theaters need to do. They need to focus on the idea that you could only do this here and no place else. And it's like, they'll be fine. They're not trying to adjust yet. They're not making the adjustment, and they're gonna end, like, some of them will be Blockbuster, but it's not like Blockbuster could have definitely been, like, it's not like Blockbuster didn't have the opportunity to thrive. They just made bad choices. So, you know, and that's where we're at with movie theaters. Like, if they keep making bad choices, then yeah, some of them are gonna go away. I'm lucky. I live in Los Angeles. Movie theaters will never go away here. You know, and for those of you that live in other places that are smaller and you're like, okay, we only have 2 theaters, I'm sorry, but it's not because, okay, you obviously, because you're thinking and talking about it, you want to go to a movie too. You might choose to not go to a movie and stay at home and watch it on streaming, but that's not the same thing as like, oh, well, movie theaters didn't have a way to entice you in.
I know that, like you said, Larry, LA theaters aren't going away, but neither are the fucking assholes that kick your chair.
I mean, they might go away.
Like, they're breeding. They're the ones breeding.
Listen, I feel like those people are you only see those people in the first 2 or 3 days of any opening of a movie.
Right? Yeah.
That's why you got to go to the cinema, man. Fucking giant reclining couch.
If you decide to only go to matinees, you probably never even see those people. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you should go to only matinees, because I personally like the idea of, like, I love going to the movie on opening night with a bunch of people that are excited about it, and we all have a good time together. I feel you though. Like, every now and then you do get the person that's kicking your chair or talking nonsense, and it's like, okay, that sucks. But I feel like that's fewer and far between for me. But again, I live in LA, so.
Well, I hope to be able to see this movie in theaters. Really, I just don't want to have to say that New Mutants is the only superhero movie I watched in 2020.
I wish I'm right there with you on that. I don't want to say that, but I think that's what's going to get said. Did something come out in February?
That's a superhero movie of 2020, right? Because Sonic counts as a video game movie.
Which one?
Oh, when did Sonic come out?
Oh,
Sonic came out. Sonic was the last movie I saw before shutdowns. New Mutants was the first movie I saw after shutdowns.
But when did Sonic come out? That was what, February or like March?
Yeah, whenever we right before the shutdown. So yeah,
okay, that was March then.
March, February, whenever that happened. It was the last live movie that I watched, and I usually go to the theaters every week.
Yeah, that might have been the last one I saw too.
We got to get into the review, because we're trying to
Okay.
do two. But Larry, we are debuting a new segment for you people here today. Larry, why don't you rattle off the stories we didn't get to?
Real quick, it was February 14th.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Oh,
Valentine's
yeah.
Day.
Valentine's Day.
I wasn't there with my wife.
Hilarious. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're right. Stories we didn't get to. We didn't get to Clive Barker getting the rights back for Hellraiser.
No, such a tragedy.
Yeah, we didn't get to Amber Heard, the Aquaman 2 petition asking her to leave got more than 1.6 million signatures. We haven't gotten to that.
Miss opportunity for more misogyny on the show. Okay,
There
It's
it is.
a story.
Joss Whedon exiting the Nevers. We didn't get to that story.
Oh, look, Ray Fisher's not going to get credit. Okay,
There it is, right? We didn't get to
Racist ass Whedon.
the original cover art for Uncanny X-Men 268, which is Jim Lee and I think Josh Williams, I think.
Nobody
Um,
cares.
yeah, Larry doesn't get the gloat in the story. Okay,
Yeah, it's comic books. No one cares.
It got sold for $300,000.
Yeah, Jim Lee and charity. Blah blah blah. Next story.
It's
What-
not-
what's this
it's
new
not
segment?
charity?
Yeah, Jim Lee's been charity for a while. That's why he sells the job. Okay, new segment. I'm excited. Let's go. New segment. What do we got?
that was the
That
news.
was the new segment. Oz and-
Stories we missed.
Larry rattles off the news.
Yeah, rattles off the stories we missed. We throw a quick joke in it, and then that's it.
Is that? Oh, that's
If you want to hear more about those news stories in specific, then you could join our Patreon. We'll give you a full news segment, just news.
new segment. Shit, we didn't get to because we talked about other shit.
All right, yeah. Get ready. Work, Joe. Work on the song.
What's the
I'll do
anagram for that? Shit.
Did you guys talk about the Rosario Dawson?
No.
No, we didn't know that was a news story we were supposed to talk about.
No. Wait, say it again, Jay.
She responded to a lawsuit alleging transphobic attack.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Recently, or was that from before?
Well, what happened? She did an interview with Vanity Fair, and they asked her about it because, people were mad that she's still working between what's his name, Gina Carano, and her being on Mandalorian. People are mad because of the transphobia associated with those two people. But yeah, Rosario Dawson said basically 18 of the allegations in court were taken back by the accuser because it didn't happen. The other two are not transphobic, and they still need to be worked out by the judge, see if it actually even counts or if it actually happened. They gotta provide evidence. So that's basically what happened there.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Ahsoka Tano stuff, but that's fair.
Well, that's what brought it up. She had the issue about a year ago, and there was a lot of when she got cast as Ahsoka Tano, there was the backlash.
I do remember that.
Now it came back again, and but now the case has actually moved forward with developments that haven't been announced. So she took that opportunity to announce those developments that actually shine light of what didn't happen.
The way which I'm sorry, I don't mean to try to stay here, but the way that I heard it was it's not really Rosario Dawson as much as her family.
Right, but
it was against Dawson and 3 of her family members.
Right.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, but the actual when you get into the nitty gritty of it, it's not really her though. That's the alleged her and her family.
The accusations were her and her family, and like you said, nitty gritty, whatever. But even so, 18 of the 20 complaints were taken back by the accuser.
That's crazy.
The discrimination complaints,
right?
20, and 2 of them are assault complaints,
right?
Which he alleges that Rosario held him down while her mom hit him, and he hasn't dropped those yet.
Sheesh, man.
Yeah.
How would Rosario Dawson hold somebody down while something like, is that like something where Rosario like held him down and then didn't realize mom was behind trying to punch stuff? Like, Mom, what are you doing? You know, like,
No, look, we don't know what happened.
You know, we don't know what happened, but right now. I don't think it happened. Like, I feel like if you bring up 20 complaints against someone and then you drop 18, like, well, okay, maybe those didn't happen.
right.
Like, well,
They called all your complaints into question.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the complaints initially, the strategy was that they're gonna hurt her career and for a settlement. So they were dropped without a settlement.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I forgot to add that because that's what really like got at me. So as far as assault goes, I mean, if a woman hits you and you're a dude, like, and you're filing assault, I mean, I don't know what ethnicity this guy is, but whether it ends in a vowel or not, it or either a Z or a vowel, like you don't do that.
That's hilarious.
Either hit back or go away.
Hit back. Wait a minute now.
Well, look, again, hot-blooded Latin or Italian or Russian or what?
All right. Let's do this.
Chad has given us the acronym for the new segment. Subjugados.
I love those. Those are tasty.
Now, look, if you can pronounce it better, I don't know. Maybe my accent gets in the way.
No. I think you got it right.
I don't
your
like
accent.
Look,
That's your Illinois accent. Your Midwestern accent.
Heck, not gonna get
in the Midwest, Californians have an accent.
I think in the Midwest you have an accent.
Yeah.
No, I had one in LA.
All right.
I didn't know I had an accent until I heard Tedek impersonate me once. I'm like, wow, I was born in East LA, huh, homie? Ole, vato, let's go. Next story. Cabrón.
Woo! Comic book
Review.
comic book
Like review.
news.
Well, not like that, but like
All right, folks. So we're going to talk to you all about the Department of Truth. Who would be so kind as to take us through, or at least just give us an overview more so about what the Department of Truth is about?
This is a Mo book, so I think it's a Mo book. So he should kick it off. Unless I'm wrong and it's a Joe book. I don't.
I guess you could
It's a Mojo Jojo.
You could call it a Mo book. I mean, I brought it up originally, but it was something that Larry wanted to read too, and I only wanted to read it because it's Tinian Four's, like, I don't know if it's his only like solo thing, but it's also a solo thing on Image. And, so that's like, you know what, this guy's getting all these accolades for doing other people's characters. I want to see what he does on his own. And then the concept, I like, which is essentially a group of investigators, kind of like the Men in Black, if you will, that they fix these aberrations of reality that are caused by too many people believing in conspiracy theories or things like that. Like, I don't know, Joe, you probably remember this Supernatural episode where they kept fighting these monsters or urban legends because too many people believed in them. They started manifesting.
Right.
Yeah.
Oyster Cult shout out.
Yeah.
In that episode.
That's actually, and when they said the name, which I believe is Topos.
Yeah.
That's actually a thing in paranormal circles. Like
Right.
there right now in paranormal circles, there are people who believe that the Slender Man has actually manifested because enough people have believed in him.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I believe Trump manifested because of that.
You said what did?
Trump. Like the way, like I used to know Donald Trump from media, and it wasn't that bad like he is. But looking back, it kind of is. But it's like, I don't know if my sensibilities changed or what, but I don't remember it being like that. But again, it's Topo. Yeah.
Nah, that fool always been racist.
No, I mean he's always been racist, but it you know, he used to be a little more sensible.
Maybe.
Comics.
But
Comics.
yeah.
So yeah, it's basically kind of like the Men in Black fixing these things, but it's the introduction of the guy. What was it, Cole something?
Yes, Cole.
And he basically gets to see the edge of the world, the ice wall, where the flat Earth ends, and they pick him up after that, and it's like, you want to know the truth? Truth is that there's really the truth and the truth. It's what people believe to be true, and it is, and then it talks about, you know, it's Lee Harvey Oswald recruiting him, by the way, and then it's like, wow, whoa. And then what you know about the JFK assassination and Lee Harvey Oswald, it's like, what the fuck? How could this? And then they even give you a little tidbit later on that is cool, where it's like, is he the Lee Harvey Oswald that shot him, or is he the Lee Harvey Oswald that people believe shot him? You know, that was framed. You know, so it's a mind fuck. And yeah, I love it. You know, last week's Heavy Metal Minute, if you subscribe to our YouTube, is about that, because one of the guitarists of a band I like is a flat earther. And
really,
yeah, and I did that thinking we might get to Department of Truth, but you know, so go check that out. It's yeah. What's the fun?
Uh-oh. We're losing him. Quick, hire McEnany now that he's gone. Oh,
she'll be easier to light. Oh, Cat. Can you just not deal with pussy for a little bit while we're on the show?
I'm addicted. Sorry.
You know, that
went
cat
down the wrong pipe.
What happened? Like, I thought you were laughing at something.
I was laughing too, but then I was drinking at the same time, and I almost died. And the cat was like, "I'll do CPR.
I'll save you."
The cat is what looks at you and helps your soul go down to hell. By the way,
Wait,
so if he was looking at you just now, I would reevaluate some life choices.
Why would my soul go to hell?
I don't know. That's between you and the cat.
Not Jesus.
Hey, look. Cat, Jesus, whatever. Maybe you owe Jesus an apology or two.
New from Image Comics, Cat Jesus.
Look, who am I to judge? Oh, I'm Catholic. Yeah, I can judge. I'm sorry. Department of Truth.
So when Joe said it's a Mo book, it kind of is, because I picked it, but it's also like it spoke to me because I love these fucking conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
I don't believe I don't believe any one of them. I believe that the majority of people, period, not who believe in these or don't believe in these, because you know, you could believe in, you know, if you don't believe in conspiracy theories, but there's some other bullshit you believe that you kill for, and it's just as stupid as the conspiracy theories. I believe that the majority of people are stupid, but they're not. There's levels of stupid. You're stupid, like me, to know that, you know, I'm fucking stupid. And then there's people that are so stupid that they think they're smart. And that seeing this is it. You know, and you know, that's how we get the country we are in today. And this book kind of speaks to that, which is like refreshing for me. And it adds another layer to the whole conspiracy theory thing. Like people, you know, you look at a lot of, I don't want to say Republicans, but a lot of people that registered as Republicans now believe in reptile overlord. And it's like, but it's like Mitch McConnell's like, yeah, but it's like this motherfucker literally did the chameleon thing, standing in front of the flag, turning purple because he couldn't register his scales from red to blue. Like he mixed them instead of separating them into stripes, and he turned purple. You know, like if you're stupid enough to believe in reptile overlord, you're seeing proof of a chameleon right there. But no, he's on our side. Yeah. So that's how conspiracy theories could work. They're just that stupid. But if enough people believe me saying, you know what, he might be a chameleon. He does have a turtle face. You know, and it's like, yeah, he is the lizard overlord, you know. And quite frankly, I wish there were lizard overlords, because I love reptiles, and you know, I wish I was a lizard overlord because then I wouldn't need to eat and I can just take the sun in for my vitamin D and calcium. Yeah, and then just eat once a month.
Listen,
I don't know where this review has gone.
right. Hey, what I will say is, oh, go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
The thing about lizard overlords is it's so goddamn creepy when they have children and then the child has like a snake tongue, and that scared me and I had to stay up for a while. Like I couldn't go to sleep.
Are you talking about V?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Devil's Triangle. Like
That
was the threesome.
No, V is terrifying.
Yeah,
Original V, new V wasn't that bad.
yeah. New V was kind of hot.
New V was hot. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Running back.
I will say. Oh, go ahead, Jay.
I'm sorry. I was gonna get into what I thought, but you go
Please
ahead.
do it. No.
Yeah.
I would prefer you go first.
I could talk about conspiracy theories and talk about stupid people forever. So yeah, jump in.
So these first 3 goddamn pages were fucking atrocious. Like I fucking hated those pages so much. They're so, oh my god. It's like, okay, there's a very stylized art style, and they hit you off. These first 3 pages are 9-panel pages of this art style that doesn't even look like anything yet. And I'm looking at these panels and I'm starting to actually feel claustrophobic. Like, oh my god, like why would they do that first? Why would they just not give you regular panels so you can get used to the shit, to how it looks, and then like hit you with the claustrophobic 9-panel pages? So I was uncomfortable like for a little bit at the start of the book.
The truth hurts.
The look.
Yeah, but that's the effect. I mentioned this last week because I was eager to get into this. Where I'm like, you would call this art bad, but
No.
you don't think it's bad?
It's abstract. Like it's not bad. It's just it takes a while for your eyes to adjust. And when you're trying to adjust to 9 things at once, like it's hard. Like as soon as they started doing like the pages with less panels, like I really got into the artwork. Like I actually like it a lot now. And so like when I go back to those first 9 pages, it's not as bad. It's still a little claustrophobic. Like I think 9 panels is a bit too much. But other than that, like I'm really enjoying this artwork. Like even that one page, like there's one page where they talk about people smiling, and they have the regular artwork, but they have these like cut out smiles put on the people, and it's disturbing in the right way. And yeah, like I really like that. But just starting off with these 9-panel, I'm sorry, they're 12-panel pages. Just starting out with these pages like that, it's just not, like it just hit me all the wrong way. And then it got good, and then the story was interesting. And I'll be honest, this Cole character, I like him. Like, I like this character.
Yeah.
Like from when we first see him, all that dude could think about is like, these guys are gonna kill me. and it's so cool. And you're so interested in what, like, at first, because they don't show you what he saw, and it's just him in a room being interrogated, and he's like, oh, you guys are gonna kill me. Yeah, I saw what I saw, and now you're gonna kill me. And like, it's a really interesting setup, and it pays off.
I love how that concept of him thinking they're gonna kill him carries over to issue 2.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think the most interesting thing about that is because you could tell he's still processing it. Like, he feels like he has it together for the most part, but at the same time, it's like you can see that he still has a lot to wrap his head around. At one point, Lee Harvey Oswald, the Cole tells him, like, no, I'm sorry. Lee Harvey tells him, like, I know you have questions. Like, I wouldn't want you here if you didn't, but we can't go through that right now. And it's like, yeah, like, you could tell he still has questions. And in the second issue, he still has questions. He's just not ready to ask them yet. And he still thinks they might be about to kill him.
We got some activity in chat too. Big man CJS says went down the rabbit hole of watching YouTube videos of Simpsons predict the future, and they went into how Obama are lizard people somehow.
Word.
You know, I have a hard time seeing the Obamas as lizards. I mean, I don't know.
I think you know where it comes from is because the lizard people are called Nagas. And
oh,
you know.
see,
Well,
you didn't have to do that, Moses.
Not me. Look, if you look at the people that believe in this lizard people, there's a crossover with N's and G's.
Hold on, I gotta send Alan a severance package.
When you look at Trump, he's got like the dry, crackly skin, just like most lizards do.
Yeah.
It's like he's way more lizardy than Obama.
Right. Hey, look, he loves the sun. Like he needs UV rays to lizards need UV rays to digest calcium and vitamin D because they require so much of it.
It's quite the opposite. Trump doesn't love the sun. That's why he's orange, because it's chemical.
No, but it's the chemical of the sun, so he doesn't have to sit there for 8 hours basking. Because he's got a country to run, so he can't bask in the sun.
Oh, like that would get in his way.
He needs it quick. That's why he's high powered, But again, it's like I didn't see Obama fuck up his camouflage in front of the flag like Mitch McConnell did,
Yeah, and I know that conspiracy. There is like they talk about how there was a video where he kind of like turns from the camera, and for like 3 frames of video, his eye kind of looks like a slit, which is really just a digital artifact. If you know anything about the way video works and fast motion, but that's something that gets like Obama.
Oh, okay.
There's also the Dick Cheney one. Look, fair and balance. There's the Dick Cheney one too.
Yeah, no, like Dick Cheney hasn't been alive in 15 years. I think is that he's like on his 3rd or 4th heart, and he drinks the blood of the young.
I was like, wait, when I was sitting here like Dick Cheney's alive, and then I was like, well, I just listened to you talk, and I was like, oh, that's hilarious. This fool's been dead, and technology's keeping him alive, according to Oz. Which, look, I was sitting here like, damn, that's a damn good conspiracy theory. I hope that catches on.
Look, and when I mentioned the Obama video, that's just a video that was specific to him. But there's been similar claims. There's claims made about Hillary.
Yeah, and other celebrities too. By the way,
right?
No, listen,
I'm just saying it's out there, and I don't know. Look, I
will say this:
a lot of conspiracies.
I will say this, like, I don't know if I would qualify as a conspiracy theory nut, because I don't like, just like how you said, Moses, I can't say that I necessarily subscribe to many conspiracy theories, but I know a lot about them just because I like stories.
Yeah.
And all a conspiracy theory really is a story that somebody chooses to tell that they're trying to get other people to actually believe.
See, Larry, that's why people love you, and that's why you cannot resign as our marketing promotion guy. Because you look at conspiracy theories like that. I look at conspiracy theories as dumb motherfuckers thinking like, I want to feel special because I know the truth.
I mean, listen, but we're agreeing in the sense that it's like the difference between a conspiracy theory and Star Wars is that nobody is trying to sell you on the idea that Star Wars is actually happening. And that's the only difference. And here's the thing. It's like if a story is so good that somebody's actually trying to make you believe that it's real, that's like that's the thing where it's like how good does a story have to be to convince people that it might actually be happening?
Well, the guy in the story has to die for your sins.
You right. No, but I mean, and here's the thing. It's like,
Or
and Lord,
seven. Yeah.
and people, look, like people that are longtime listeners of the show, no, I am 100% a Christian. And as like, I believe that. I believe that. At the same time, I could totally understand what like the way that you said that is like, no, but that's real though. In the sense, like I could totally understand the idea of somebody who doesn't believe that saying like, look, and that's the thing, is like Christianity as a story isn't necessarily as compelling as snake men infiltrating the government, especially considering where you're like, here's the proof. Like snake men infiltrating the government as an actual thing that you should believe probably has more evidence than Jesus died for your sins however many years ago and he's your Lord and Savior. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I believe one and don't believe the other. Well, I am saying that, but it may not be the ones that you're saying. But what I'm saying is, like, if it's strictly a thing where it's like about evidence versus faith, it's like there's more evidence probably for snake men than there is for Jesus. Like, and that's a thing where like there are people that would be offended by that remark. But the fact is, it's like you have to like really go ahead and like say, okay, like think about it though. And it's like, I'm not saying that it makes sense that snake men, like that Nagas are a real thing. I'm not saying that. But if you're saying, well, which one has more evidence to back it up, snake people running the government or Jesus, it's like you probably have more evidence for snake men.
It's not the Naga, it's the Palladians. Everybody knows that. Or you should know.
Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know what.
Yeah,
You know the Palladians?
Yeah, see, like, yeah.
What are Palladians?
They're Aryan-looking aliens from the Pallades.
Yeah.
Where are the Pallades?
That's the 7 stars by Rise
Star system. That's the actual, like, if you look up Pallades in astronomy, astrology.
Right.
And there's a star called Pallades?
Every culture that worshiped their savior as a reptile or feathered serpent or things like that, their structures point to the Pallades.
Wait, but
and they're mirrored in design.
Wait, help me here though. And all the aliens from the Pallades look like Aryans?
The ones that are coming and like talking to people, yeah.
The ones that came and set up humanity.
They're like
they're not coming. They don't come and go. Otherwise,
so wait, how do the aliens? How does that connect to the snake people?
Well, they're hybrids. They're with early humans. Their combination of genetics bred off reptilian. They're doing what they did genetic experiments, and that's how humans. That's why there's a missing link between humans and apes. And there was an offshoot that were reptilian.
Damn! Listen. I'm learning about this live on air, folks. Yeah. I love a good conspiracy theory, but apparently I missed this one.
This is anthropology.
Wait, wait. I'm just saying. So wait, let me just make sure I'm getting this clear. What you are telling me is a specific set of aliens from the Pallades star system or whatever came to Earth.
Yeah.
Mated somehow, or cross-pollinated somehow with early humans.
I also have a story for you off air, but
okay,
hold on.
Wait. Let me finish. And the hybrids are the well, half of them, I guess, are the step that jumps from that jumps from apes to man, and then the other half are the snake people. Is that what I'm understanding?
Lawrence,
It's hierarchy.
you're not making the connection that I feel you should be making,
Which is what?
as a Christian.
That Jesus is up a lady?
No.
The serpent.
The serpent in the garden was a reptilian.
Yeah.
The apple of knowledge of good and evil wasn't necessarily an apple. It was actually like they found the computer that had like data and they read it.
Hard drive.
I played Assassin's Creed.
Man, look, this was before Assassin's Creed, man. Like, you really think that a god would create a garden with just two people in it, and then a snake would talk and they would get kicked out? You think there's a man in heaven that does that? No, it's aliens.
Don't even get me started on the Anunnaki.
Yeah,
because he has the high hair, so he can do that. But don't even get me started on the Anunnaki. Now that's my god.
Yeah.
Wow, jeez, man. Listen. Okay, look, I'm realizing now that I'm way out of my. I know I like conspiracy theories, but apparently not as much as some people.
You know about the Anunnaki, right?
I don't think I do.
I do.
What is Anunnaki?
Inky, email. Oh my god.
Yeah. Look, join the Patreon. Join the Patreon. We'll have all this discussion there. Just $1 a month. Actually, no, five.
Always ready.
Anunnaki is the video game, right? The ghosts?
No. Oh my god! They created Adam and Eve. They turned Neanderthal into the modern human because they wanted slavery to mine gold, which they needed to spread into their own atmosphere on the planet Nibiru, which is part of our solar system, which is a binary system, and it rotates every 26,000 years.
Is this Dianetics?
No,
look, Dianetics is plagiarism.
Lawrence, I'm just telling you history, and I'm surprised as somebody who claims to love conspiracy theories, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
Larry, like, do you happen to have the logo for the Department of Truth on you at all?
I can. You mean like the cover?
No, the logo for the actual Department of Truth in the comic.
Oh damn! Is it the? Wait, hold on. Is it this?
It looks something like this.
It looks a little something. It looks like something like your armpit,
your bicep.
What is it? Oh yeah. Hold on. I can pull that up.
Yeah.
I can pull that up. I got. I was saying like, what is this fool talking about?
What is that? Raw? Is it or
it's the Department of Truth?
Is it this?
That's all right. Oh, yeah.
It's the Department of Truth.
That's actually a star map, right?
It's a star map. Yeah.
Is that where Nibiru is?
No, look, Nibiru's gonna.
Larry, this is just kid stuff. This is comics. Like,
I love that answer. Oh, dude.
Nibiru.
I'm like, oh, these fucking idiots and stupid, and then I got the Department of Truth tattooed on.
Nibiru is what
I didn't get it for that reason though, but it's like, wow, it's odd that I picked that design.
That's hilarious.
Nibiru is what caused the biblical flood. Now I understand.
I was like the biblical thud. I was like, what is that? I was like, damn, the biblical thud. And
the biblical thud is what Joe did on that submarine when they're about to get hit.
Now, I understand that science would claim that it's the melting of the ice from the ice age, but you know what? That's just propaganda.
Yeah.
We need to talk about conspiracy theories because you are way behind, Lawrence. I am shocked.
Listen. I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend that I am the guru or whatever. I like them because I like stories. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not the dude that's like, well, I need to know what the latest. Like, I don't subscribe to Conspiracy Theory Weekly. Apparently, I don't know how old these theories are.
Investigation.
Conspiracy Theory Daily. Like
Oh.
my Coast to Coast subscription is on and popping right
Yeah, yeah. Listen, I like stories, and I mess around, and I'm willing. Like, let me tell you, I've mentioned before on the show, Nia and I literally had a whole conversation with a flat earther for like an hour, and like Nia's like, well, I can tell you that the Earth isn't flat because I sent a rocket into space and saw the friggin' curvature of the Earth myself, like literally, like I've seen it firsthand. It's like, and not only can I do that, but she's like, I can tell you how to do it so you can see the curvature of the Earth if you want to. And that was the thing. Right? Well, she was like, nah, I'm good. Right? And that's the thing where it's like, it'd be one thing. It's one thing for somebody to be like, oh, well, I don't believe what you're saying to me. It's another thing for somebody to be like, well, I don't want to do what you did that would disprove my belief.
Now, Larry, was this flat earther? You said it was a she. Like that threw me by a loop because I always assumed they're he's.
No,
but
that was a she.
Was she aging and losing her looks?
No.
She's hideous.
No. She's actually like really cute and like the type of flat earther that could convince some other dude that has better sense to
not
a flat earther himself.
Yeah,
exactly. Absolutely. Like I'm sure
I've been on that date where it's like, yeah, the ice wall. I get you.
Right, exactly. And it's just like, listen, I like, not me, but a lesser person, definitely. Where it's just like, oh, you know what, this fool wasn't like in the same way how like men could convince women to become like nudists. Is the same way how like random dude that is like it would never once in his life ever consider the idea that the Earth might be anything but round could get convinced to become a flat earther because she was like, oh no, I'm on that tip.
So yeah, issue 1, quick impression. We're gonna review the 3. Quick impression as a partial review. Like, you guys enjoyed it, right? Like, it spawned this whole thing in us.
I love it. I love it. Like I said, I love a good conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
And the idea, like what I like about this book more than anything is the idea that it's like it kind of like it runs the line a little bit in the sense where it's like we're not saying what you think is like what you think could be true is true. What we're saying is what you believe can make it true. Like it like the idea that it plays with the idea of belief is interesting because that almost puts it in the same realm as religion in some ways.
Right. Because in the first book, the main character, Cole, actually sees the ice wall. Like he sees the flat earth stuff.
And the fake moon landing.
Right. And he sees a video of how the moon landing was fake. And it's explained that's not true because that's not what people believe. But if enough people believe that that's true, not only does it become true, but it always has been true throughout history, and that could fuck shit up. So we're trying to prevent. So they're making it seem like all reality is malleable.
Right.
Yeah. Which that is a concept that spoke to me because while I'm not a firm believer of conspiracies like that, but there is weird shit, like they say we live in the Matrix or it's a simulation, and there's things that I either express or sometimes even think, and Joe kind of touched on that when it's like, oh, Mo would be a millionaire because of his ideas that he just blitzed out, and it's like sometimes it's like things that I don't even express, but it's like it's really odd. Like I don't know if I'm just in tune with people, but like at the beginning, like everybody was buying toilet paper, and I'm like, what the fuck are you gonna do with toilet paper? That's not a survival thing. What you need is a gun to steal the toilet paper from your neighbor. And then there was a run on guns like the next day, and it's like, well, it's shit like that.
Mo is the one.
Yeah, we're gonna stop calling it the Mandela effect. It's gonna be the Moses effect.
I'm stupid enough to know that I'm not smart enough to affect any change.
No. You don't affect change, but you see it before we do.
Oh, look, maybe you know what? I can see like
Prophet.
I mean, I guess I can just see people like for what they are, which is a bunch of fucking apes throwing shit at each other.
Mo is intelligent.
No, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm not intelligent. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm the one that's mad about Elliot. Elliot
Elliot
Page,
formerly Ellen Page.
yeah, not looking like the comic. Like, I don't care if she's a dude or a girl. I just want her to look like the comic.
Oh, yeah. You were mad about that before.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with her identity.
Mhm.
and like, it's yeah, I'm stupid. Don't listen to me. I mean, listen to me and subscribe and like the bell. But don't there's a reason why I don't look in the camera. Like, I only look in the camera when it's like what you take seriously.
I was mad at her wardrobe choices in season 1. Like, that was my big complaint. Is I whatever.
Yeah, I'm stupid.
I
That's
didn't
the
watch
title of this episode. I'm stupid. I'm writing it down because I'm too stupid to memorize it.
But yeah, man, I will say that these 3 issues are pretty amazing, and just because I like it's, and of course I think this book would have been good no matter when it was written, but with it being written in this particular era, like the idea of what people believe, but it is what ends up becoming the reality, is obviously a very timely message, because we have so many of us now that are like that believe all types of things. So you know,
How did it even work?
we got a caller.
Yeah, but I don't know who picked it up.
No, sorry, we don't.
No, okay, no worries.
I mean,
But
I could answer it, but it would be
derailing.
very derailing.
Got it. I know
In the
exactly.
So,
I know exactly who it is.
Right.
Next time, though. Next time.
It's not my mom, is it? Because I gave her.
It's 100% your mom.
She had,
be calling Joe.
well, she has the habit of calling me during the show.
No,
For-
she's
like-
been listening and she wants to talk about Jesus.
Yeah, it's like, well, Jesus was a reptile.
Your mom doesn't believe that.
There's a band called Jesus Lizard. They're good.
But yeah, man, it's just one of these things where it's like, yeah, the idea right now that what people believe is what's true, and like just even just the concept of people, like, here it's one of these things where people talk about how they have their thought bubbles, and I feel very fortunate because not only do I have a lot of friends, but I have a lot of diverse friends. Like, I don't have a thought bubble. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hear a lot of different types of stuff from a lot of different people from a lot of different walks of life, and hear a lot of opinions, and I'm able to navigate that, and I feel good about it, because the more and more I hear about thought bubbles and the more and more I talk to certain people, I'm like, oh wow, like, yeah, like this person can't even fathom the idea that whatever core belief they're holding at the moment could be wrong. Like, it's like that's a weird thing to me, just because, and I don't, maybe this, I don't know what it has to deal with, but I don't ever approach anything like, okay, or I guess maybe no, not even then. Like, I was gonna say with the exception of religion, but that's not even true, because I definitely questioned my own beliefs as well at a certain point, and there was a point in my life where I was like, no, like, you know what, all this might be BS, and I needed to explore that, and I took my years to do that too, and so it's just like there's no concept in my life where I'm just like, oh well, whatever I believe, that's it, and there's nothing that could be, like, that's be above questioning.
Were those years the years you beat off?
No,
You didn't beat off. Like, okay, I have a conspiracy theory about you, and it relates your beating off, lack of beating off habits, and the way you handle horror movies. I've been analyzing you, Larry, but you got to sign up. You got to sign up for Patreon, because that Larry. Look, there's something about Larry.
Spoiler alert: I am a lizard man.
Yeah,
He sounds clogged up.
Yeah, Larry has problems expressing himself.
Don't call me a naga. I don't like it.
No.
I don't like it. Punch you in the mouth.
No, Larry's not Naga. He's Nicaraguan.
I'm not from Nicaragua.
I do believe he is not from Nicaragua.
Oh Lord.
He's Afro-Latinx.
Oh, I hate it all. So
Yeah.
how do you all want to do this? Do you all want to rate these books individually, or do you want to rate the series overall?
Let's rate the first three. Joe, issue 2, we talked on how it conditioned over. I am this one hit me specific because of the Satanic Panic of the 80s.
Yeah.
People say, I'm an 80s child, and they like Wham and George Michael. And I'm in a sense an 80s child, but I'm a child of the Satanic Panic. Like that Satanic Panic changed my life. It sent me on a course to what the glory that you see today.
For those non-80s kids, define Satanic Panic.
It started in the 60s, and it was conservative people really like there was a uprising in Christianity and Protestantism in the country, and you started seeing counterculture, whether it was, of course, it coincides with the birth of rock and roll, but more importantly, coincides with the birth of the civil rights movement. And that's something that people don't touch upon. They don't make that correlation, but I do, because I'm fucking stupid. But there's a reason why all that goes together, and it's basically they made people think that they're sacrificing children, and there's teachers doing it, and it carried on to the 80s when Reagan ran. He actually gave it a bigger thing, because that was the birth of when rock and if you go back to the spirituals and the blues and R&B, but when that evolution by the 80s, it was heavy metal, and it was a strong anti-Christian movement, because it's like, this because of everything that was building between the hippies, and when the hippies got older and became swingers in the 70s, by the time the 80s came around, it's like, Reagan's like, let's make America great again. And part of his thing was, trying to do prayer in schools, and was it the war on drugs is another one. And they had Senate hearings of that's when we get the parental advisory on the discs too. It all spawns from that. And they make it
Don't forget about D&D.
And D&D, yeah, that's another one. And the thing is, it's they give it the face of the devil because it's something you can't stop. If you give it the face of something, it's like, why don't you fucking parents just listen to your fucking kids? It's like, oh, that's an easy fix. They don't need politicians or religious leaders to tell me to do this. But if it's a devil, I need someone to protect me because I can't fight the devil. Yeah.
So this is to paraphrase, from the 60s till pretty damn near today, anything cool and new is the devil. Whether at one point it was rock music, video games have been the devil, the work of the devil at some point, and just whatever young people are into becomes the devil at some point. Right? Yes. I mean, look, I remember when I was young listening to Metallica, I was listening to
Metallica.
Yeah, look, this was the 80s. All right.
No. It's not who you were talking about. It's how you said it. You said Metallica, like you could get it from it's number 4.
Like it came with fries and a Coke.
I mean,
Metallica.
If you got the cardboard accent, okay, that's fine. I get it. I understand. I get that. Look, I get that all the time.
Little Happy Meal guitar.
Look. Yeah, look, when I was young, I was listening to satanic music because I like Metallica. Is that approved by you guys?
Yeah, that's actually how you say it. That's the pronunciation.
But the same people that were telling me I'm listening to satanic music were listening to Elvis, which when they were young was the devil.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's
then hip hop became the devil's music.
Yeah.
it never stopped.
Oh, see, see.
But yeah, that's just how it is. The people again. We're talking about conspiracy theories with the Department of Truth. The people in charge always want to give you an unsurmountable enemy, and it's always something greater than what it really is, which is a bunch of people just yelling into a microphone or expressing themselves in ways that they've been told not to. And that's the thing. It's not expressing themselves, period. It's in the ways they've been told not to. Because it challenges it and it lets you know that the people in charge aren't really that in charge. It's a lot harder to keep people controlled than you think, but it's easy to distract them.
Indeed. Well, listen, just to kind of, somewhat bring this conversation full circle. I know some of you are probably watching this show and being like, I'm not sure they really talked about the book. And you're kind of right, but you're kind of wrong in the sense that Department of Truth as a comic is about ideas. And this is the kind of conversation it generates because it's like, I mean, it's not, or I'm sorry, I misspoke. It's not kind of about ideas. It's 100% about ideas. And it's about how ideas affect your world, both in a physical sense and in a metaphysical sense. And so it's like, if that sounds interesting to you, you should definitely read this book. It's a trip. And there's some parts of it that I think you're going to like, and some parts of it that you may not like, which actually Joe did a good job of kind of talking about initially, and how it like kind of turned him off at first, but how as he kept going through the issue, it brought him back in. And it's one of these things where it's going to make you like think. It's not going to make you think in a way that's going to hurt your head, but it's going to make you think in a way that, honestly, I think one of the things about this book is it's going to meet you at whatever level you're at. Like, whatever level you're at and however much you want to get out this book, that's what you're going to get. And that's probably one of the like finer points or one of the like upsides of this particular book, because it's definitely going to make you like look, I could, I don't smoke weed. I can only imagine what it's like if you do and then read this next. I can only imagine, because I'm sure that it, like, all I know is I don't know which one of you out there audience wise or which one of you on Fantastic Forum here wants to go ahead and have a session and then read this book and then talk about it with me, but I'm all for it. 100% for it, because that sounds like a good time to me. That sounds like some pandemic fun. So I'm just like, yeah, it's a great series. You should check it out. I guess if I'm gonna give it a rating, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5, because even though like there's things about it artistically that don't work for me, but it does a lot more right than it does wrong artistically. And then from a narrative perspective, it's hitting on all cylinders as far as I'm concerned. So I'm gonna give this joint a 5 out of 5. What do you think, Oz?
I'm going with 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love the story. I love the concept and the idea. It's the art that kind of gets me. And it's not necessarily like
it's not for everybody.
I don't hate the art style. Yeah.
It's a choice.
There's a lot of art pieces in that style that I would probably pay way too much money for and put it on my wall. However, I don't know if I can deal with the whole book of that art. And then to go on to book 2, book 3, and just keep going and staring at this art nonstop. But the story is compelling enough that I wanted to read more. So I knock it down to a 3 because of the art. Really, that's it. It's not bad art. It's not horrible by any means. I think there's a lot of people out there that would enjoy a whole book of that art. It's just not me.
Hey, there's definitely a difference between what you want to put on your wall and what you want to see in a comic.
Yeah.
And this definitely straddles a line. So
Right.
I understand.
It's very what I call dirty. Like it's rough. If you, I'm a fan of the grunge grunge rock quote.
No, it's a metal sub. I consider it a metal subgenre.
Really, Pearl Jam, really.
Pearl Jam, yeah. Pearl Jam is probably the softer one. They're like the more Neil Young or Bruce Springsteen of the bunch. But you listen to like Soundgarden's "Jesus Christ" Pose.
Okay, well, then I'm a metal as a metal fan.
You listen to Negative Creep by Nirvana, and that's like,
dude, that whole Bleach album is
that's metal.
Yeah, so that dirty grungy style. As much as I like it, I don't know if I can do a whole book, much less a series.
Got it.
So you know what? It's a 3.5 because
3.5. There you go. Boy, we got a half a point.
The story is compelling, and I don't. It's not that I hate the art. It's just I can't do that much of it.
Got it. Jay, what do you think? Department of Truth. How would you rate it?
I would give it a 4. Like, I like the art. I like the story. I just got to see where it goes.
I did have a question that I didn't get to for you, Joe, but like the different concepts from issue 1 to 2 to 3, like how did you like that? I wanted to get your take on those because they were different, but they still followed the character. And I don't know, maybe I feel you kind of felt this because I felt it too. So I'm like, yeah, I got to get Joe's take on this. Like once you get to 3. Do you feel it's like now we're starting to get more like the regular comic thing, like not the philosophy behind it? Like I feel 1 and 2 kind of gave more of the philosophy behind it, but 3 it starts to feel more like a regular comic.
I actually did not get to 3.
Okay.
I had an issue with my tablet where it was just spazzing the fuck out for unknown reasons, and it took me a while to get it under control. But yeah, basically, yeah. I just got 1 and 2.
Okay.
Okay, look, join the Patreon. He'll tell you there.
Maybe when we get an editor.
I'm a guy that knows how to do Photoshop.
Moses Magnum, what did you think of the Department of Truth?
I give it a 5. I feel, honestly, like, I think I've been asking the universe, the algorithm of the universe to give me a book for me.
Yeah.
And, they did it. Like they spoke. James Tynion spoke to my. I don't know if he's working with Instagram or eBay or Amazon, but he got into my head, and this is exactly how I would like to see a book on conspiracy theories done.
Yeah.
It's almost. I'm not gonna say I had this idea because I didn't. But it speaks to the type of person I am dealing with these conspiracy theories. And it's like now it's like, what if there is a Department of Truth?
Is it Tinian or Tiny Onion? I forget.
Well, Tiny Onion is his production company, but it's probably pronounced Tinian, and he just calls it Tiny Onion. But yeah, 5 out of 5 for me, and I am so glad the algorithm gave me this book because I actually saw it as an ad on Instagram.
Oh, shut up! Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow! I didn't realize that. That's really interesting.
Yeah, a new comic book day. I don't know how Instagram knows I like comics, but
listen, I'm tripping. Like I want to know what you were looking at that made it feel like, hey, I should tell you about this because, like, I mean, I learned about it, but I learned about it because I follow comic book news stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, that's what I do too, and that's the algorithm looks at your Google searches and shit. So,
well, listen, I'm apparently not doing enough comic book stuff specifically for it to tell me about it. I had to go seek it out. I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting.
Like if you hit the little search bar on Instagram, it kind of tells you like what you like, and I get guitars, metal stuff, comic book art, sketch cover art, and dogs. Yeah.
Hey, look, now you got me curious. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see if I go to Instagram right now and I hit search. Let me see what it says. Hold on. Look, wait, okay, here's search. I went to Instagram. Oh no, wait. Do I have to do it on
the app? Like there's a little
Oh, I gotta do it on the app.
there's a search tab on there, and it just gives you just a random feed of just what's going on that is geared towards what you like.
Yeah. No, I
don't
got
know how
the
to
app.
do it. Yeah, but yeah, that's how I got it, and yeah.
Like in your suggested,
Or
or it's like you actually like type something.
like, where it says like home, and on the bottom part, there's a little looking like a little magnifier.
Yeah.
Click that, and everything on there is the algorithm telling you.
Oh,
Yeah.
but all I see is pictures. It doesn't.
But of
it
what?
showed you that in a picture.
No. It actually gave it in an ad, like down the feed. But
If you click on the rows and start scrolling, eventually ad will pop up.
yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. I don't ever really do that, so I understand.
So, like, what's the first 5 pictures it gives you? What are they?
I got an ad for Cells in Blue.
Yeah, I could see that.
If I look at the first 5 pictures on my search in the Instagram feed, one of it is like some fitness stuff, and then one is a guy laughing. I don't even know what he's laughing about, but it
They heard you laugh.
It looks like some comedian stuff, and then one picture's X-Men, like Extreme X-Men. It's a Storm cover, and then the rest are like Transformers.
Yeah, see?
So that feels right.
Yeah.
That feels right. Like, because I do look up fitness stuff, and I do like to laugh because I like comedian stuff. I like a lot of skits, and then I do a lot of I look at too many pictures of Transformers, whether it's like art or it's like actual like toys or people doing custom toy stuff, and of course I look at X-Men art often. So yeah, I can't be mad at any of those.
Okay. So
yeah.
Mine's weird.
What?
Well, look, we know that because we know you.
Put it at the camera.
I got Matt. There's a lot of monkeys on my feed.
Racist. He's a.
You can't.
Wait, hold on. Don't worry. No, go. Do it back. Do it again.
You don't got autofocus on that thing?
I turned it off. Because I focus manually because I know how to use the goddamn camera.
Nah.
You move in and out of focus throughout the show.
You can see whales right there, and that's
Why does he have whales?
Matt Damon as Loki in Ragnarok.
Why is that a thing?
And then this is a monkey.
What?
This is
What?
another monkey.
Why so many monkeys? Why are you such a racist?
This is a true. No, these are like actual monkeys.
It doesn't matter. Why are you looking at monkeys?
This is alien. Why we're afraid of aliens? Because we're worried.
Instagram knows Oz's level of clearance.
Oh, I got the full clearance.
Yeah, so you got monkeys because that's the next thing. They just cloned the human brain inside a monkey.
And then this is a clip from The Office.
Wait, what?
So I get that.
You didn't hear about that?
Larry? There's Larry Scott right there.
Wait, they cloned a human brain into a monkey?
Yeah.
Wait, so you say they cloned? It's like it's a genetic duplication of a human brain.
Yeah, and it's living and thriving inside a monkey.
Look, don't get me started on the human animal hybrids.
Wait.
Yeah, there's dogmen. There's
what?
Yeah, the Seinfeld Pigman is based on a true story.
Yeah.
No, that I knew.
But yeah, there's Dogman. There's oh my God.
But the Pigman is not a human brain inside of a pig.
No, it's a human pig hybrid.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not a person.
Some
But
people.
what you all are talking about human brains inside of animals.
Yeah, and that's not a conspiracy theory. That's actual news, like science news.
How mature is the human brain?
I don't know, man. They tried to see how like what he could do, but
I don't know, man.
Like the thing is, they're giving him tests, but they would give him the test, but he was just monkeying around. But it's like I remember when they gave me the gifted test at 5th grade, and that was it. It's like you're playing too much. Like well, I'm 10. I like to play. Yeah.
I don't know who has the wrap up music. They should.
I have it.
Oh, okay. Whoever has.
I remember getting the gifted test. I'm like, why the hell you just give me shapes?
Yeah.
Like, ask me math questions. Let's go.
Well, I did them, but like I was creating stuff with the shapes, and this isn't playtime. I'm like, it's always playtime. I'm 10.
Amen to that, brother. It's always playtime. I'm 10 or 40.
Words to live by.
Word. Jay, give us some final thoughts, man.
Okay, if you're looking for an anime to pair with the Department of Truth, try Paranoia Agent by Satoshi Kon. You have a similar theme of kind of the groupthink manifesting in reality. As the serial assaulter is going around attacking people and spreading fear throughout the city. Definitely check it out. Like, if you've read Department of Truth and you're like, can I get an anime with a similar theme but different enough to feel like I'm not just watching the same thing, check out Paranoia Agent.
Dude, such a good suggestion, Jay. Like, dude, Paranoia Agent is so good. And Department of Truth is so good. It's like, listen, let me say right now, if you're not already subscribed to our Patreon, you should do it right goddamn now just for those two suggestions together. How dare you not give us money? Oz, give us some final thoughts.
Every time you guys talk about our Patreon, I keep thinking, we have a Patreon?
I've rescinded your final thought. Most Magnum, final thoughts.
No new heavy metal minute this year. There was new drama. No more Fear Factory drama. There was Nails drama, but you're not gonna hear it.
This week, not this year. You'll do one next week.
I don't know. I might. I gotta restructure it. I don't like it anymore.
You want to just do Fractions of Forevers and that's it?
No. I want to do it, but I just don't want to do a monologue now. So I gotta restructure it, and I only have my lame.
Listen. I will do Fractions of Forever / Heavy Metal Minutes with you. I have no problem.
No. Look, it's gonna be 4 hours. I'm done doing 4 hours. Not on Wednesdays.
He's like, you talk too much.
No,
I'll just listen, Mo. I'll just ask one question and be quiet for 20 minutes. I can do it. I got discipline. Okay. For the entire Fantastic Forum, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate you. Please go ahead and make sure that you like what we do if you like it. Make sure you subscribe if you do like it. If you would hit the bell notification if you're like on YouTube, so you get our new videos as they upload. We would appreciate that. If you have any ideas or thoughts on what it is that we're doing and how it is we do it, what we should be covering, please drop some comments into whatever it is that you're watching this on and let us know. Look, our comments are open. Go ahead, criticize, give us constructive criticism, tell us we're garbage, tell us how great we are, all that. We want all of that because it's Fantastic Forum. Like we just want to hear from you. We'll be back next week. Thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. See you then.